Hi, and welcome to another Enhancement Talent. Love the music; it's good and upbeat, but it is kind of a sad time.
It is sad to hear the music. I feel like I've been hearing it in the past 2 days.
Yeah.
Everywhere I turn, I feel like yesterday my entire day was Ultimate Warrior. I don't even remember doing a radio show. All I remember is Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, certainly after we celebrate the Ultimate Warrior all WrestleMania weekend to find out the tragic news that he had passed, definitely shocking to everybody. If you want to see our thoughts, both of us share our individual thoughts down below, so check that out and please comment your favorite Warrior moments as well.
Speaking of WrestleMania, I'm very thirsty at the top of this show.
Perfect. And you know what? You're way more thirsty than any of those guys were on WrestleMania today or at the announce table.
I had never seen the product placement quite like the Mountain Dew ads at this
awesome.
year's WrestleMania. So
it could have been karate. It could have been karate fighters.
Yeah.
So
I'd rather see them duke it out with the karate fighters personally than the Mountain Dew. But there's a lot to talk about, and
Absolutely.
we have to figure out what we want to do here because it's been one of the biggest weeks in the history of wrestling as far as news goes.
Yeah, I mean, besides the streak, which we talked about on Monday, and we talked about Daniel Bryan having his moment. Let's talk about Raw, because the Raw after WrestleMania always is kind of like the restart of WWE. It's always like the beginning of the fiscal year. And it's usually the best show of the year, and I think this Raw was no exception.
Yeah, I agree. I remember an interview, I believe, with Shane McMahon many, many years ago. Somebody asked him a question. I remember I wanted to hear the answer. The question was, how far in advance do you guys know what's going to happen? How far, is it 6 weeks, is it a month? How many weeks ahead are you planning your storylines? And Shane McMahon said, it's not a 6 weeks, it's not a 4 weeks thing, it's WrestleMania to WrestleMania. Wow. We begin starting at WrestleMania, and we end writing at WrestleMania. And it really was like New Year's Day. Mm-hmm. Very few feuds were restarted, or like continued, I should say, but everyone is now in an angle, and you know kind of where we're going right now. Everything, they hit the restart button as they usually do after WrestleMania. Monday's Raw I thought was fantastic. Everything was focused. I know where they're going now, and I'm excited for it. And everyone's got their angle, and everybody's over right now. So I felt like it was very, very refreshing, this Monday Night Raw.
Here's what stood out to me is more so than just hitting refresh and starting over again. I mean, last year, if you think about it, they brought out, Dolph Ziggler, and he cashed in, and but Ziggler had been around, and he had been kind of that guy that everybody hoped, would make it. And I mean, we know over the last year it hasn't really worked out that way for him. But look at the restart that they started. It wasn't just one guy. It was everybody.
That's
and
right.
When you end the show seeing where they ended up with, with guys like Daniel Bryan and The Shield, just facing off with the guys that had been there a while, you see there is a new guard taking over here in WWE. You could see us moving forward, and I think with that combined with Cesaro, I mean, look at the guys that went out. Barrett went over, Rey Mysterio. I mean, you really have the new crop of guys, and they are really moving forward with that.
There were a lot of fresh faces for wrestling fans on Monday's show. People who watch NXT may know people like Bo Dallas, Adam Rose, Paige, Alexander Rusev, but they all made very big impacts on the show. 2 of them appeared live, 2 of them were with promos, but I'll tell you, like, I was watching with my girlfriend, and the 2 things she knows were like those pros. She doesn't know what they are really,
right?
And like that means that these guys are coming, and that Adam Rose, she already hates him.
Yeah,
and to me that's effective.
And I'm not sure if you're supposed to hate him or like him yet. I don't know if he's going to debut as a heel or face, honestly.
I'm pretty sure with as much fist pumping as he was doing in that bus, he's going to be pretty hateable.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have differing opinions on this. I know we talked about this briefly yesterday. I guess 2 days ago, I was very impressed with Alexander Rusev. His look to me is so unique, and his style is cool, and I don't know if he's going to have a long run or not, but on day one, I'm impressed.
Well, let's talk about this. The four folks that they debuted, let's give our report cards. Where do we think they'll be? Like you said, Rusev and Paige made their debut on the show. You had Adam Rose, you had Bo Dallas. So you think Rusev has a shot to be big?
But I'm not going to say a year from now he's going to be on the top of the show or anything. I'm just saying his debut made a big impact with me in a positive way.
Okay.
I liked it. What did you think?
Alexander Rusev right now does not impress me.
Okay.
I like that he's got a different style. I like the barefoot thing. I like that, it's a little bit different. And I like Lana a lot, too. I think she adds a lot to that character.
I think so, too.
What I don't think he has staying power. I think he's one of those guys that gets a few main events, maybe, and is there eventually gonna put over guys. And I think, personally, I think he's gonna fall into that same role that these foreign brutes fall into. The guys like Kozlov and the guys like Kali, and it just seems like we've seen a lot of those guys come through. And they never really pan out the way you want them to. And to me, it's going to take some time for him to win me.
Sure. I think that's fair for any newcomer, though. And I feel like evaluating his staying power on one 5-minute Raw match is a little premature.
Right.
So I want to stick with him. I was positively impressed. He had a match, new guy, fresh face. And I immediately liked him by his look, his manager. He's got an appeal to me. So I'm not writing him off at all yet.
Okay, how about Paige winning the Divas Championship after 13 Divas couldn't do it? What do you think?
What I think about that was she had a great, impressive, memorable debut as well. She is going to have the advantage of being in what I feel is kind of a struggling Divas division right now, where they needed something like this to really come in. And they needed an instant star, and they got one. I mean, AJ has held the title for 200 and some days, and if you asked me 2 weeks ago who was the women's champion, in fact, I did ask you,
yes.
I didn't even know. So I was ready for something to reignite that division. It's a diva, so,
right.
To me, it's what they are.
Well, I will tell you this, though. I mean, when's the last time you heard a crowd chant, "This is awesome," at a Divas
match
segment? Not even the match.
Yeah.
It was before the match even started. And I think it is awesome because you've got divas that are doing a storyline. And the storyline is not, you're on TV on a reality show and I'm not.
Right.
It's not like, just silly angles. This was a real angle that got started. Paige is a good wrestler. And AJ's a good wrestler. And the thing is, AJ, although she spent the majority of the year as the champion, that's a downgrade from where she was 2 years ago.
Yeah, you're right, because she was in the main event a few years ago. Even on the peripheral, but she was, in the main event. She
closed out Raw how many weeks in a row as the focal point back when?
Right.
And now she's just kind of, there. But
if handled properly, these two girls could be like Trish and Lita.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because there's not a whole lot else going on, and you could do stuff with them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Paige has I think she has a future. She's got a unique look. Good wrestler, so I think she'll be all right.
And I'm excited. Hopefully at some point they throw Emma into the mix.
Yeah.
I like Emma.
Yeah, Emma. She needs to get away from Santino. I mean, she can have her own quirky personality without being paired with Santino. But I'll tell you what, Santino, one of the luckiest men in all of WWE. He has dated like every diva.
Right.
You realize that?
Not only that, he can do it without even wrestling.
That's true.
He's really just a comedy guy.
I love Santino, by the way, but it's just funny that they put him with like every diva to make it seem like, why would Santino ever get a girl? But he's had every diva.
And if you don't pair him with a diva, he's happy becoming one himself.
That's true. That is true.
He's got a good attitude about that.
Let's go back to the Adam Rose character. I know, like, with he's been around forever. Leo Kruger was his gimmick before and never really got over. Did a lot of dark matches, and then all of a sudden they switched him to Adam Rose. And from what I understand, at NXT just got a huge reaction. And basically the whole character is based off of the Get Him to the Greek character from Russell Brand.
Okay,
I think that's where the whole thing
makes sense.
I think although he may come in as a heel, I think he's going to be over as a babyface. This may work out for him. He's been around the company a little while. I'm just afraid that, like Santino and like guys like that, he may and Fandango, he may kind of end up in that role eventually.
Yeah, he's the one that strikes me as that, especially with that the vignettes were very over the top and too far out there for me to really relate to. But if he can kind of get in there and focus, it seems like he's got a big personality. Yeah. That's not a bad thing. It just can't be too corny. Yeah. Not today.
Right.
In
the reality era.
Well, it's goofy, but it's true.
Yeah. Okay. Finally, let's get Bo Dallas. Bo Dallas had his shot about a year ago, and now they're going to try it again.
Yeah. What did he do a year ago? Because I know that name. Is it just from NXT? That
Bo Dallas he won the NXT tournament to get into the Royal Rumble last year, and then he pulled off an impressive victory against Wade Barrett when Wade Barrett was the Intercontinental Champion, and then before they could blow off the match with the title match, he just kind of disappeared.
I don't have much of a recollection of that, and that's not speaking highly of Bo Dallas.
Yeah.
I'll also say that those promos did not leave an impact on me, but I'm open-minded about him, but I guess I like his chances least.
Well, he kind of came in as that white meat baby face, which never works when you debut somebody. So now coming back as this kind of smarmy and wants to make puns on his name, Bo Leave and all that stuff. I think
very 90s.
I think that's really gotten over in NXT though. So we'll see. I mean, to make him a heel, the problem is his brother has way more charisma than he does, being Bray Wyatt. That is his brother, by the way.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. So.
That's going to make things tough.
Yeah, you have to live up to that. And
maybe he should join the Wyatt family. Literally, he's in the family.
I think that might work eventually. Bring him in, see what happens, and then join into the Wyatt family. But anyway, I think we're looking at a pretty good future for the WWE either way. I like what they're doing, what stood out the most to me. Speaking of the Wyatt family, how about that match early in the card on Raw? Against John Cena, against Sheamus, against Big E. That would be a main event most nights on Raw. They kind of skim over it. The Wyatts win, clean, match over. We don't see Cena the rest of the night. We don't, just nothing. I thought that really speaks volumes about where this company is going.
Yeah, no, very, very optimistic start of the wrestling calendar year, if you want my opinion. So
very much so.
Very excited.
All right, let's talk about the contest one more time. Moving that link over to another site where you can register. And if you haven't yet, don't miss out. See the souvenir chair. We just talked about them. The Wyatts, Mountain Dew not included. The Wyatts souvenir chair, 4 front row seats for April the 27th at the Ford Center, plus some T-shirts, the Hounds of Justice, the Shield, Randy Orton T-shirt, DVD, WrestleMania 29. All of that could be yours. And there it is.
There's the link.
Go there, register, and good luck to you. We'll be giving that away here in just a couple of weeks. Again, we missed the Ultimate Warrior. We missed the streak. Don't miss the Enhancement Challenge. Thanks for